Hey, hey, everybody. Welcome to Bacon Connections. This is your girl, Allie. I hope everybody's having a great day. We're just having a little fun in the background, but hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Thank you for joining us. You guys know we're here every Monday at 2 p.m. and every Saturday at 12 noon. You see the flyers that are going through as we're coming on and different things going on in the community, different programs. If you're looking for something to do or if you're looking for organization to help out, check those out. I know that the Rosa Park Farmers Market, this will be the last month. They will be closing down for a few months. So definitely head out there on Tuesday. I think next Tuesday, tomorrow, I think will be the last Tuesday. Um, awesome, awesome. And you guys know we always give a shout out to um, Villa Polyphonic Studios with Marlene for doing our theme music. We appreciate and love him. Keep looking for something to drop here for the holidays. So, welcome, welcome. And we have with us today the book author. I'm gonna mess the first name up. Gosh, I was practicing. Sanai Marquise. Did I get it?
Yes, you got it right. You got it right. Nine Marquise. Absolutely. Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, from Mo Better Books, and he's got a few publications we're going to talk about today. But Sanaa, since this is your first time on the show, I want to give you opportunity just to introduce yourself to the Making Connections family.
Okay. Well, Making Connections family. All right, I go by Sinai Marquise. I want to say thank y'all for having me. I my real name is Dewan Sinai Marquise is my author name. But I'm just thrilled, to be able to make the connections.
Yes, come on, sing that theme song.
Yeah, so I thank y'all for having me today.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, awesome. We're excited, just to hear more about who you are and, your books and, why you wrote them and things like that. Because we know there's a lot of people out there who are inspiring to do something and maybe they're nervous about it or maybe they don't know what steps to take. And so I always, try to choose people who I know have kind of broken through a barrier and so can help our Making Connections family.
Absolutely. So I can tell you that for myself. Um, writing the writing the my first novel, I think like the very first, like the hardest thing for me was the start. Was like getting that first line. Getting that, man, like we all may have an idea for the book, or something to write. Might want to write about our lives or something that we've experienced, or something that we've seen, or whatever the case. But it's always just been the start, just like getting the first line on paper. And uh I feel like once that's done, then man, it's off to the races. It's like a snowball effect. Then you can just allow the pen to just work and move on its
Mhm.
own. you know but I started Mo Better Books, which is a publishing company. I started it because when I wrote my books, I didn't have any help. I didn't have anyone to guide me, to show me, hey, this is how you do it, or this is what you can do, man, as far as the editing process goes. And this is how you get it out there, market and promote it, the whole nine. I didn't
Mhm.
have any help whatsoever. It's just me solo dolo. And before I started this mission here, I had hair. I promise you, I had a whole afro before I started
No,
this.
no,
Okay,
you didn't. Not a
all
whole
right,
episode.
and now that's how much hair I done lost through this process. Okay, so hopefully, Mo Better Books can help other people, to not lose their hair. All right,
Okay.
man, we can save a lot of bald headed people out here. So so that was my purpose, was to help other folks, man, not have the same hardships and same bumps and bruises that I had to go through, because I didn't have any help. So
Hmm. Well, just that plug alone, being able to keep our tresses, our long hair and our afros together, that was a good plug. Good one, good one.
right.
But you're right. When you think about, because I'm sure a lot of us are like, I have a story I could tell, but then sometimes you think, well, I mean, I could tell it in like how do I make it into a book though? You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? How do I fill the pages so that people continue to be engaged? How did you learn to do that? You know what I'm saying? Because when you think you're telling your story, I mean, like if you tell it, it could be 3 minutes. But how do
Mm.
you make it into a book?
For me, I just I just wrote what I like to whatever I like to read. It's kind of like man, me living by the motto, treat people how you want to be treated. So that's the kind of writing that I did. I wrote the kind of books that I like to read. And it may not be for everyone. And that's the thing, man, when you're writing or when you're doing things, period, you're not going to please everybody. Man, everybody has their opinions, good, bad, or indifferent. So
Yeah.
so like so don't focus on trying to please everyone or how are they going to feel about this. No, how do you feel about it? Like how do you feel? What makes you happy? So that would be my suggestion is don't try to cater to the public or to other people. Man, cater to what makes you feel good, to what makes you, and people will gravitate to that because it's genuine, it's authentic.
Mm. And when you're saying that, I was thinking about that because sometimes, when we're trying to write, we might get to a situation and it might involve a best friend or something like that, and so you're trying to make it sound good so that they don't get offended and things like that. But like you said, but it's not going to be that flow. It's not going to be really your heart that you're pouring out because you're trying to make it sound good. Just make
Mm.
it be whatever it is because that's where we are. People go through ups and downs. Nobody is living a perfect life, right?
Facts, facts. That's right.
So once you wrote it, so you had to do the editing, you did everything yourself when you first started?
Yeah. So yes, when I first started it, without a doubt, I did the editing myself. I did editing myself, and to the point where though that when I try to get it into the stores, the lady was like, I can't put this on my shelf. You know what I'm saying? Because like this is a book for folks who don't know how to read or who think they can read because there was so many errors in it. You know what I'm saying? Like it was so many errors because I edited myself. I've even edited a couple times. I call myself proofreading or line editing, and it didn't come out right. I still miss a lot of things. 'Cause, I don't have the eye for that. So what I did was man, I put it in the hands of the people who know what they're doing. So I reached out to a couple different editors. The prices were extremely above my budget, but I was able to keep looking. Man, finagle the bagel. I found somebody, a lady overseas actually. I found a lady from Australia, and she was able to edit the work for me. So I don't want to just outsourcing.
Okay, okay. Sometimes you gotta go beyond your circle, right?
Absolutely, absolutely,
And
absolutely.
and when what you're talking about, there's so many different pieces when I think about it. The editing, the illustrations, if you have any on the inside, the
Hmm.
cover, getting the ISBN, all that kind of stuff. It's a lot to it.
Correct, correct. It is a lot, and and here at Mo Better Books, man, I help people through that process. Man, I help guide you through the process. I actually I have our own ISBN numbers. I bought them in bulk. Because you can buy them individually at one price, you can buy them in bulk for a cheaper price or whatever. So I did that. I have a in-house illustrator that man that does my covers. Um, yeah, so like I say, man, through the whole writing process here at Mo Better Books, man, we try to walk you and guide you through the whole process, step by step.
Cool. Do you ever have any like classes or anything like that? Like just okay, say I came to you and I was like, have this idea and I want to put it, in a book, but like every time I sit down to write, I just get blocked. How do you get over what we call writer's block?
Writer's block, right? No, I have not. I haven't done any classes or anything like that for writer's block, or any kind of classes period. But I do have a suggestion for folks who have writer's block, because we all, as a writer, we all have experienced it at some point in time and another.
Mm-hmm.
Some things work for people, some things don't.
Right.
But I can tell you what works for me and my bald headed self, right? Is um I like to I like to just
Mm-hmm.
step away for a second. I step away for a second, man, and do something the total opposite, man, the total opposite of what I'm doing. So
Mm-hmm.
um I like to I'm big on, man, if you work hard, you play hard. So I'm having writer's block. I'm working on something. You know what? Next is I'm putting this down. I'm calling my son. Let's go to amusement park. Let's go kart riding. Man. Let me just get my mind totally off of what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Man, just kind of a reset for me. So and then man, I come back to it. And get back at it.
And I mean, that's good advice. And like you said, it could go to any platform. Like if you're a business owner and you're sitting down writing, budgets and things like that, and you just start getting frustrated, you can't get these numbers to come out right. You
Absolutely. Oh, there
you
we
can't get the clients on the phone that you need to get for the week. Sometimes you just, like you said, have to step away, woosah, breathe, and just be like, okay, now I'm trying to force something that's beyond my power, you know. And so when you're doing that, you just frustrate yourself even more. So sometimes I found, like you said, once I start, like for me it's music. Once I put music on and I start thinking about other stuff, sometimes something will pop into my head. I'll be like, oh, that's what I need to do right here.
Mm.
So I agree. So which book you want to start talking about?
Well, hold on. I gotta see who's around. I gotta see if there's pictures on the wall right now. Okay, okay. And the pictures on the wall, so we can start with good cookies. Um, so good cookies is the erotica. That is it's about a lady. She's single, but she's sleeping with two married men. She also has a ex-boyfriend who come home from jail expecting to pick up where they left off at. So, in the book Good Cookies, you will see how far three men will go for the love of good cookies.
Oh, okay, okay. Two
Um,
married
I,
men, huh?
I'm sorry.
You couldn't start with one married man. She had to have two, huh?
Well, yes, yes, and I really wanted to really dive and talk about the consequences of infidelity,
Mm,
because I don't think that people take marriage serious enough. Man, with the divorce rate being so high, I really wanted to I really wanted to shed a little bit of light on the consequences behind people not being faithful to your partner.
right.
And once again, in my writing style, I write what I like to read. So I hate predictable books. So everything that I write with misdirection to
Okay.
keep my readers intrigued. So you may think I'm talking about something, but it's something totally different, and that's just how I like to keep my readers engaged. So in Good Cookies, there is like I said, it is an erotica, but there is a serious moral moral point behind it, and that is the consequences behind infidelity.
Hmm. I hear you. And so, like you're saying though, you have to keep people engaged, and so if you have to read to the end to see what's going to happen, and how do you like? I know I've heard some people say they start at the end and work backwards. Is
Mm.
that kind of how you do it, or you just like whatever flows and then you put it together after you're finished writing?
You know what is the crazy part is that for both of my novels, well, I have four, but two of them are kids novels. But both of my urban novels, the idea was to. I'm sorry, hold on. Let me go outside for a second. All right. Well, both of the novels, the idea was to um, I had an idea, but it went totally left. So good cookies. I didn't expect for it to go in the direction that it did. So I just like I really do not put myself in a box. I really allow man, the story to go in a direction that it wants to go in. Like I don't pigeonhole it where they're like, hey, this is it and this is what I have to be on. No. As long as it makes sense. So I'm not all over the place, man, rainbow stars and aliens and shit. I'm saying I'm not all over the place, but as long as it makes sense, I feel as though there is no inhibitions for me in my writing.
Okay. And you might notice that I keep, relating it to other things, but even with that, you might have an idea about your business, how you want it to be set up, how you want it to go, who you think your client is. And we have to have a basis, right?
Hmm.
But at the same time, we have to have some flexibility. We have to be able to adapt because let's say you might have thought good cookies was going to be for men 45 to 50, but you found out that women 32 to
Hmm.
40 are enjoying your book. Now you're going to stop selling to the women because that's not who you was marketing, or you going to sell that book.
Sell that book. That's it.
So you have to be adaptable in all situations, don't you think?
Absolutely, absolutely, definitely have to be able to adapt in all situations. I mean, and that's in life, period. You know, you never know what life is going to throw at you, so you have to be able to, adapt, roll with the punches. So
Exactly.
speaking of that, adapting in my other novel, Monkeys Can't Sell Bananas, and I'll say that again, Monkeys Can't Sell Bananas, which is my favorite novel because that is not only a novel but it's a play and it will be a movie also. That's gonna be my Raisin in the Sun. But in that book, the main character he has to adapt to a lot of adversity that is being thrown his way, and you'll see why monkeys can't sell bananas. Um, that is about if I can just man kind of round it up, base it up. It's about a crackhead trying to sell crack. Hence the name Monkeys Can't Sell Bananas.
Uh,
But the twist is that the crackhead is a teenager, and
mm,
he's trying to raise his younger brother because his mother is not capable of doing such.
oh, wow.
So
Yeah.
man, it's a lot of adversity and things that he has to adapt to. But that novel is a trilogy also. So the first one is done. The second one is being worked on. But by far that is my favorite novel. Monkey Kiss Bananas.
I was reading, the synopsis of them, and that definitely caught my attention. And just one of the reviews that you had, huh? Oh, okay. One of the
Hold on.
reviews.
Let me go upstairs.
Okay.
Hold on.
So while you're doing that,
I
I'll read this review.
was outside.
It said, "I did something they say never to do. I judged this book by the cover and perhaps also by the title. I couldn't imagine a book titled Monkeys Can't Sell Bananas to have been written for an adult reader. So I took a chance and from the first page was quickly caught up in the drama." Can y'all hear me? Feedback? Of the main character, Kamar's life, each page making it difficult to put the book down. If you like a good thriller, it's in there. If you like drama, it's in there. And if you like mystery, oh yeah, it's in there too. I highly recommend if you want to be entertained from cover to cover and ride an emotional roller coaster, you take a chance and turn the pages. So that was one of the reviews.
I don't know where every review came from, but
Yeah,
I
it's out there.
don't I don't know who wrote it, but I'm gonna see if I can't get them part of my editing team, though, part of my marketing team or something.
Right.
But but yes, you know what, and they could not have put it. They could not have put it better. Monkey Can't Sell Bananas like it is drama filled, it's action filled. I mean, like it's really parts that that you're gonna laugh at because it has a lot of comedy because it started off as a comedy.
Mhm.
So you know, man, you're gonna laugh. You're gonna be upset. Like this book really it really taps in it taps into you emotionally, you know,
Mhm.
and I can say that wholeheartedly that it really makes you feel an array of emotions. Everything from happiness, sadness to anger, you know, like it is definitely that without a doubt. And I know that the cover is, you know, man, kind of basic, and you would think that it is for children. Maybe I need to put a little advisory sticker on the front of it, but it is not a kid's book by far. I mean, I let parents know, do not let your kids read this book. But you can tell off the very first line in my books that, you know, man, the direction that I'm going in.
Mhm.
In all
Okay.
of the novels, like that's one of my key points is the very first line. It has to be, you know, man, it has to hit hard. So
Right. Right. I know. I mean, just reading the synopsis of it, it sounded, like it would be something that I already want to know, like, what's the end is. What did he go through? Because he's trying to take care of his younger brother. People can relate to that. Parents working 2 and 3 jobs. So, there's kids taking care of their younger children. And so, it's a lot. So I can't wait to get it.
this was I hope that you do get a chance to get in, you know, to get into it. And I apologize in advance. All right, I'm gonna apologize in advance for the cliffhanger that I leave you with. It was done accidentally on purpose. Okay.
Accidentally on purpose. So I can get the second book on. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You see, you have to be
Absolutely.
smart. You have to learn those things. Keep them wanting more and more.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Do you have any idea when the second one will drop?
Yes. So my plan is for the second one to drop the first quarter of 2022.
Okay, cool. So we don't have to wait too long. So y'all go ahead and get the first one. And then we'll have a little anticipation by the first quarter. Ready.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, and so in the meantime, I'll be putting little excerpts out there, little, you know, man, little small nuggets for people to kind of nibble and bite on, for my for fans. I'm sorry, for my hardcore fans and readers. You know, if you haven't read any of the novels, then you meant the little nuggets that I'll be dropping probably won't make any sense to you. So
Mm,
so this is really for my followers.
gotcha, gotcha. And so I heard you say earlier that you have um, children's books as well.
Correct. I wrote two kids books. I know that, you know, my writing all over the place with being having an erotica and urban fiction as well as two kids books, but I just write what I feel at the time when I feel it. You know, that's why I say that you really can't put me or my writing inside of one box. You know, because I once again I write what I feel when I feel it. And so my book is titled Larry Longbrow. It's actually a series. So Larry Longbrow is about a kid who has a unibrow. He has one long eyebrow, and the kids make fun of him because of the unibrow. You know, and he wants to cut it. You know, but his best friend Justin convinces him, "Hey, man, you know, don't be embarrassed about what makes you different. Embrace what makes you unique." You know, so he started owning it. You know, and so now he wears the name Larry Longbrow with pride. You know, holding his head up instead of always looking down. So and then once the pandemic hit, I wrote another one called Larry Longbrow and the Coronavirus. So, you know, Larry, he was going to school, excited about going to school for field day, but I found out school was canceled. And so his mom, you know, he had questions as far as to why. He didn't know anything about the coronavirus. So His mom, man, broke it down for him and was able to turn his fears into funny. And so in that book, I really want to teach kids the importance of, man, the healthy, that, man, safe, clean, just health awareness when it comes to the coronavirus. So it's something that I wrote just for the kids to help them get through this process also.
Okay, that is funny because I remember hearing that title of that book some months ago, and I was like, so when you say that, I was like, oh, this is who wrote that. I don't remember. I was in some group or something. I think they may have been talking about it or something like that. So, hey, you're catching people's attention.
Okay, hey now, let's go, Larry Longbrow. Okay.
Let's get some more reviews going, y'all. If y'all read the books, come on, send these reviews in so we can get them on the website, right? So, and I think too that that's very cool because you we're all different in our own way. I mean, you can have a brother or sister, grew up in the same house, same parents, everything, but you're different people. You have different likes.
Mhm.
You have different, like I said, you might have ate the same thing, but now that you're grown and you don't have to eat what your mom and dad tell you to eat, you don't like it, but your brother and sister love it. And that's
Right.
okay. So I think a lot of times too in business and in life, we're so busy trying to copy somebody else. We're so busy trying to we see somebody doing well and we want to do well. And so we try to do what they do,
Mm,
but we don't know the experience they had, you know? Um but I think when you said it before, when you're your authentic self, then you're gonna draw the people to you who are drawn to you, who are for you.
absolutely, absolutely, 100%. And they say, how they say, real recognize real. That's a true statement. So
So
stay stay
go,
true to yourself.
go ahead, what were you saying?
No, I was just saying, just stay true to yourself, no matter what it is that you do.
And so is that a message like that you tell to your son, like say is he in high school?
Yes, yes, he is. He's in high school.
So how do you encourage him just to, hey, you don't have to follow the crowd. You weren't born to be a follower, just do you.
Yeah. You know what? I encourage him by leading by example. I have the pleasure of raising him. I mean, I have custody of him, so he lives in the house with me. So he gets a chance to see his father, out here grinding, leading, and not being a follower. So that's the very first thing, that if I'm going to tell him to do something, I better be doing it myself.
Mm,
So leading by example for one, but also telling him, that man, just giving him the encouragement, that he's special, he's somebody. So like for example, my son, he's a big boy, right? He's 15 years old, and let's just say he's healthy. My man, he loves fried chicken, right? And so I told him, I said, hey, my man, man, you're gonna be big. I want you to, man, you're gonna be big, man. Then have confidence, right? So I started a little clothing line called Fat and Fly. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I'm like, listen, man, you're gonna be big, then be big and be fly with it, though, right? I'm wear with confidence, own it.
mm,
And so that was just an example of something that I recently did. So now he literally had quite a few shirts that say Fat and Fly with his name on the back of it. You know what I'm saying? Man, just uh, man, just walking with pride and confidence.
right. And and that's why I think this show is so important because and I try to be mindful of the guests because we want to encourage the people. Hey, own it, whoever you are, whatever you are, whatever situation you come from. You know, it might not look like everybody else's, but whatever, it still has value to it. Your story, your life, your vision, everything. You wouldn't have it. If it wasn't for a purpose. And even like with what you did, I mean, Okay, now you've developed a line that he can, have some input in and feel good about. And so sometimes as grown-ups, everybody, we got to do that ourselves. We have to create our platform if it's not available. We have to create our line if it's not, if there's no brand out there that fits who you are. I mean, we can be creative. We don't have to be mad, we don't have to be embarrassed. I'm just saying there's opportunities, right?
Absolutely.
So expound on that a little bit more. Help me with that concept of talking to the family.
Right. So, um, I just think that well, for one, that word family, okay, the word family can be, man, it could be a gift and a curse, you know, because your family, how they say, they could be your anchor, and the anchor can do two things. It can either hold you down or it can hold you back.
True.
And so before I even get into it, like I just have to let it be known that everybody that man, everybody that's there for you, it isn't really going to be there for you. So just because y'all share the same blood or y'all share the same last name, man, it doesn't mean that they're always going to be, rah rah shish kumbah, man, with the
True.
pom poms in your corner, you know. So like, so but that being said, just don't let anybody tell you what you can and what you can't do if that's something that you believe in. You're gonna have, man, the hate is gonna come in many different shape, forms, and fashion, and sometimes even family. And so just continue to strive and uh, you know, I don't know, man, everybody has different religious beliefs. I'm not gonna get into that, but I'm just gonna say whatever higher power that you believe in. Pray, uh, listen, follow your spirit, your heart. Man. Don't let nobody tell you what you can't and what you can't do. Real for real.
Right. And that's why I said this show is important and we call them family because sometimes people haven't gotten that encouragement. People haven't heard those words that you are important, you are of value. What's rolling around in your mind, is worth something, put it into action. So that's why I say, this is important because a lot of people don't hear that. A lot of people don't try to absolutely, look at people who are successful, look at people who've gone the route, learn what they know, but you don't have to mimic them. You don't have to copy them. Do it your way once you learn how to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Um, of course, put your own stank on it. So man, like how they say, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. The will is already made, and as you were saying, if there is not a lane for you, you create one. I mean, you couldn't have said it. You couldn't have said it better. If there's not a lane, then make one.
That's it. That's it. Sometimes we got to create our own opportunity because, huh, you're just as good as anybody else. I mean, if somebody else has done it, I mean, like you said, everybody may not believe in God, but I'm just saying this word, there are words in the Bible that can encourage you. It says he has no respect of person. You know, one person being blessed ain't going to keep somebody else from being blessed. I don't care. I mean, just look at it. How many authors were already out there before you wrote your book? But you still wrote your books and your novels, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Why didn't that stop you? Why didn't that scare you? Like, well, there's enough out there for people to read. Why did they need yours out there on the bookshelves?
It didn't stop me. If anything, it encouraged me. If anything, it encouraged me because I'm like, shoot, man, I got a story and my nugget, and I'm saying, and this nugget of mine, I got something up in there that I won't let out.
See?
So, if anything, it was encouraging to know that okay, there were people out there that that took the chance to write a book and put their feelings out there and to be vulnerable. Because mind you, any kind of artist that's putting their work out there,
Yes.
that's a sense of vulnerability, man, because you're putting your stuff out there for the world to see, to dissect, to talk about, to praise, you know. So hats off to anybody that has already taken that step, or let me give an encouraging push to anybody that's thinking about making that step.
Mhm.
Because without a doubt, it does leave you vulnerable to the world. Because as Erica Badu politely said it, she said, "I'm sensitive about my shit. So excuse my language."
That's what she said. And I mean, and that's a good point too. I mean, for me, I just like to tell people the good and the bad. I mean, let's just face it. Like you said, everybody ain't gonna like it. Everybody ain't gonna support it. Everybody ain't gonna buy it. Somebody gonna talk about it. People I see on YouTube videos and stuff. I mean, it might be 10,000 thumbs up, but then there's 200 thumbs down. Somebody didn't like it, but who cares? Everything is not for everybody. You
You
may
know?
not be for everybody, but you're for somebody.
Hello.
And you better work with those somebodies. Me and Jonathan were talking about it Saturday. You might have only 5 people engaged and watching your videos or saying good stuff. Engage with those 5 people. Create a bond with those 5 people. If those are your 5 supporters, hey, roll with it because it will grow. You be consistent, it will grow. But until it does, don't get frustrated. Greet them 5 people like they 50,000.
Sure enough, absolutely.
So, what else is something you could tell us about writing, or is there you got something else up there in that nugget that you want to, or the film? That sounds exciting.
But yeah, so the filming thing, I linked up with a production company called New Magic Productions. Watch out for them. They have a few projects out and coming out. The latest one called "That's Just My Baby Daddy."
Hmm.
Um, we specialize in short films, so I linked up with them, and I already knew that I wanted to have my book turned into movies.
Okay.
But instead of approaching them like, "Hey, turn this into a movie. Hey, read the script. Read this script." I remember what my grandma told me. She said, whenever you go to somebody's house, you have to ring the doorbell with your elbows. That means whenever you go visiting, you go there with your hands full. So you got to ring the doorbell with your elbows.
Ah.
So what I did was I came to them and said, "Hey, instead of read this, I'm like, hey, I'm a writer. How can y'all use me? Man, what is it that I can do for y'all as a writer? How can my skills be utilized?"
Hmm.
So I worked with them for about a year or so. We did 2 projects, and then once the director he put out there that he was looking for another project to write, and he asked for the writers to all submit something. I submitted my work, and it was chosen. So
Okay.
I just went in there, just kind of bided my time, and so we're actually going to be filming Good Cookies in November.
That's what's up. See, I love it. I love it. But it all, did you hear it? It started with a vision. You know, he knew what he wanted to go to. Maybe didn't know how to get there, so he had to link up with somebody who had the skill set, who had the knowledge. But even in that, he's still bringing himself to the table. So yes, you need a team. It's good to have support. It's good to have good information, but don't forget to take yourself to the table. You know, stay true to who you are and what your story is about, what your business is about, what your clothing line is about, what your t-shirts are about. Stay true to who you are because that's what's important, right?
Absolutely. And speaking of clothing wear, shout out to Grindwear. As you can see, the Mo Better books I'm rocking right now on my hoodie. Grindwear does all of the clothing for not only for myself, but for a few other brands also. So shout out to Grindwear for hooking us up with the fresh gear.
Yes, Mo Better Books merchandise. I hear you. And so, I get excited and I just be wanting everybody just to be so encouraged and it's just so, empowered that it can happen for you. I mean, there, I did not think, I used to love to listen to radio shows and stuff, and I used to be like, ooh, I want to do something like that. And then I was like, no, I'm not getting on there. I got to have my hair done, and sometimes I'd be in a ponytail. You know, when I first started, I was worried about all that. Now, as y'all will see, sometimes I'll come in with a ponytail. Sometimes my hair be a little flat on one side and popping on the other side. It is what it is because the show got must go on, right? Because I still have good information to share with you. I still have a guest to bring on that's going to inspire you or take you to the next level or teach you something you didn't know or tell us to ring the doorbell with our elbows. I ain't never heard that, but I like it because you're going with your hands full. See, go with your hands full. Don't let anybody deplete you to that point where you don't have anything to take to the table because you got something, right? Go ahead, Sanaa.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that was the man a lesson taught from my grandmother. So and she's still with me to this day. Big. So once again, like you just said, just being true to yourself. You know, just being true to yourself. Staying to the grind. Being consistent. On my phone, I have a message on my phone that pops up. I mean, like just a written message that is constantly on my phone. And right underneath the time it says, uh, "Stay consistent, be persistent."
Mm,
You know, and so for me that mean and that's important for me because um a lot of times like the people want to give up. Man, you get the no, you get the told no, you get the door slammed in your face, and you just like,
yeah.
okay, well, I guess that's not for me then. No, stay persistent. Man, continue like, and it's something I have to tell myself every day because with me having my hands in different projects, if one thing doesn't work, I'm like, all right, okay, forget that. Let me go ahead and put that to the side, and let me focus on this over here, right? That's the wrong mindset. I need to. If it didn't work out, okay, hold on, let me figure it out. I'm saying, let me tinker it and make a few changes, whatever it is that I have to do. But I have to continue to work this if this is what I believe in. So that's the being persistent part, and being consistent. We already know, man, consistency is the key to anything. Relationships, business ships, family, you work in school, whatever. Consistency is the key. You being consistent. But someone recently told me that you can be consistently doing the right thing. You can be consistently doing the wrong thing also, not
Yeah.
not knowing. So just make sure that your consistency is on the right path though. And somebody that's doing something that's consistently right for you instead of doing something consistently wrong. That's it.
And that's a good point too that you can consistently be doing the wrong thing. So I think if you're taking evaluation, if you're steady, watching the course, okay, well I've been posting, but I haven't gotten any clients. I've been posting, but nobody's, going to Amazon get my book. So what's going on with my post? So you have to take that evaluate and be like, okay, what's happening? Maybe it's my wording. Maybe people don't understand, what I'm really have to offer. So sometimes I think, even when you see that, um, you still stay consistent because then you get the help that you need. You reach out to somebody and be like, hey, read this. Tell me what you think. You go to a Sanaa and be like, I got 8 books that I done sent to Amazon and nobody's reading them. What do I do next? How do I let people know that these books are out here? How do I let people know? Maybe it is marketing. You have the product, you got the knowledge, you the coach, you can help somebody, but you just don't know how to market yourself. How important is marketing, Sanai?
You ask me, marketing is everything. Marketing is the most important thing. And I say that because you can have the you can have the best book, but if you're in marketing, you got the best book that no one knows about. You can make the best fried chicken in the world, but if you ain't sharing that fried chicken with nobody, if you ain't building up that word of mouth, right? If you eat on a fried chicken for yourself, then you got a bad fried chicken that nobody knows about. So marketing is highly important, whether it's word of mouth, whether it's digital marketing, physical marketing out here with the flyers and stuff. It is highly important. If nobody knows, then nobody knows. I mean, it is that simple. So
Ooh, that's
marketing is very, very important, which is something that I'm learning though. Man, like I'm learning a lot more now that I have to invest into my marketing. Because if not, then I'm going to have the best book that nobody knows about.
the
That's
best
it.
bill sitting on your own bookshelf. We don't want that, right?
At all. I feel so confident about movies can sell bananas. I really feel as though that it's going to be a game changer. And that's why I have to be consistent in pushing this novel. Now, true indeed, I have good cookies, but I literally put good cookies out there as kind of as like bait. Man, I put cookies out there as bait to let the world know what I'm working with as far as my writing style, my writing skill. But
Hmm.
Mother Bananas, that's the one. So
Okay.
and so I truly believe that. So I'm steady boom banging and I'm banging that hammer. I'm steady banging that hammer. I mean, I got blisters on my hands from banging this hammer for so long. Because mind you, I've been pushing this book for almost 10 years now. I wrote it in 2008 when I was incarcerated.
Hmm.
I didn't publish it until 2000 and what 12, 13,
Okay.
something like that. First time that I published it, but I've been literally banging this hammer for a very long time. But I'm not going to stop because I have that much faith and belief in.
Okay. So I'll be trying to take mental notes so I can, so I can reiterate. But one thing when you're talking about, like, even just, I like to give examples too, like you're saying, like the fried chicken. Okay, you can have the best fried chicken, but if you want somebody to start buying that, you're gonna have to cook it in somewhere where people can smell the flavor or something. Or you're gonna have to, like you said, set up a table and be like, I'm just doing a giveaway. I want to see how everybody like this. If I started selling this, would you be willing to buy it? Sometimes you gotta do the research, and so sometimes that takes a minute, and so you might have to give away $500 worth of chicken, but who cares if you make $5,000 in return? If you know you have people who are gonna come buy it and pay for it, come on. Then you're gonna throw these good green beans out this time. Well, I'm trying this new flavor on my green beans. Can you just test it out? Come on, and then you get them people who gonna go back and be like, you got, they got this green beans. Come on. And so we know we have digital marketing, we have all that, but it's still we are the people who sell the product, our neighbors, our church family, our the people at school, the students. We are the people, because if we don't like it, we're gonna let you know. But if we like it, we're gonna let you know, right? But another thing you said is you've been pushing this for 10 years. So I want somebody to hear that. You had this vision. You've been trying to get something done for some years. It don't look like it's gonna happen. You can't figure out how it's gonna happen. But have you been consistent with it? Have you been persistent to get it out in the atmosphere? Or do you just get frustrated and you just sit with it? Come on now, y'all. Answer the question. He was pushing, he been doing this, working on this for 10 years. Still had that vision. And now, step by step, year by year, things are coming to pass. So now anything you want to share about that?
Nah, just that I had so my son's mother, She sent me a post. Me and her we're really good friends. We're not together. Haven't been together for 12 years, but we're really good friends. And she sent me a post um not too long ago, and it said in the post it was a picture of the author of Harry Potter, some lady, I forgot her name, but and it said I think it said 2000 and I don't remember the exact numbers, but it
Mm.
took her 12 years 12 years for Harry Potter to get recognized. She been beating, knocking on doors for 12 years. Like, hey, I have this novel. And she rejected for 12 years, but she believed in it. And now, I mean, I don't gotta tell you where Harry Potter is and where she's at financially now. Okay,
Thank you.
the epitome of being persistent, being consistent. Because she was consistently being persistent, and it paid off. So um, so for me, I mean, that was just confirmation because I got it recently, but I've always been on this grind because
Right.
I believe not only in a product, but I also believe in what was said to me, and what was said to me growing up that ask and you shall receive. You know, uh, and I've been and God knows my heart, man. So I've just been and I have a vision board. That's how I know that it's gonna come true because the vision board that I have been slowly knocking things off of it and don't
Mm.
even realize it. And so I look at it like, oh snap, I'm gonna check that off. I got that. That's done already. You know what I'm saying? And so that's it. And so having, man, my novel turned into movies, another thing that's on my vision board. So I believe it's gonna happen. I just gotta keep on banging at it. That's it. Just keep on chopping at the wood.
There you go. And I think another thing about a vision board is just what it's called, a vision board. You get to see it. You put it in a place. Don't make a vision board and put it in the closet. Put it somewhere where you can see it. That's why we hang stuff on our refrigerators. So we know when we go to the grocery store, we got to get milk and eggs. So we don't have to go to the grocery store and be like, now what do I have? No, that's why you put it on the refrigerator so you can see it. So put your vision board. I mean, if you don't want to make a vision board, you can put it on a piece of paper, whatever you want to do it. But what I'm saying is keep it in front of you. Keep your eyes on the prize. Keep knowing why this is important to you. And then like he said, as you start knocking stuff off, you be like, oh my gosh, you know what? I am an author. I can write a book that people want to, engage in and talk about. I am a entrepreneur. I am a singer. I am a teacher. I am a what do you call a what do you call people who bake? I'm one of them. A what? Alan, I can't hear. What did he say?
You call it a baker? You should say people who bake.
A baker. Yeah. I was like, what is the name for that? Okay, a baker. See, uh, you can do it. I'm just so excited. I know that somebody is listening. Maybe that's it. Maybe somebody's pulling on our energy today. I don't know what it is. But I'm trying to encourage somebody. You do not have to stay stuck. You do not have to stay frustrated. You don't have to stay in lack. Whatever that vision is, you can do it. You can have the house that you want. You can have the car that you want. But again, I think sometimes it's those things that push us. So, oh gosh, this man, somebody tagged me in a video. Oh, and I wish I could. It said something about people who love the game win, but people who like to win lose. Does that make sense?
Mm.
Because if all you're thinking about is win and win and win, and you don't really even care about the product you sell, you don't care what it look like, you just care about the bottom line, let's sell it, sell it, sell it, then you're not really winning. You're gonna lose because you putting out product that's not good. People not gonna keep coming. But when you love the game, when you love the idea of somebody sitting down looking at this movie and going away encourage. When you love the fact that when people see your gear on and the stands, that they're gonna push them to their next level. When you love the game, you love to win, and you will win.
I love it. I mean, yes, you are absolutely right. I never heard that saying before, but it make total sense though.
Hmm. Well, so now we're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. We want you to come back and remind people how they can follow you. And if you just have like some last words of encouragement or something else you want to share before we leave, feel free to do it, whatever is laid on your heart, okay? Okay, we'll be right back.
Thank you for being such a wonderful listening audience, whether you were listening live or on the replay. And don't forget to like our Facebook page, Making Connections with Allie and Shay, so that you can get notified every time we go live. Do you have a burning message to share with the audience? Contact Alicia Johnson at info@aliciajohnson.com. That's info@ALYSSIAJOHNSON.com with your topic idea and your message to be booked on the show. And if you're an inspirational speaker or a motivator or simply seeking a platform to share your message, contact Miss Alicia Johnson at info@aliciajohnson.com. That's info@ALYSSIAJOHNSON.com to be considered for 30 to 60 minutes of weekly airtime right here on the Making Connections Network. Again, contact Alicia Johnson at info@aliciajohnson.com. That's info@ALYSSIAJOHNSON.com to be considered for 30 to 60 minutes of weekly airtime, your own radio show right here on the Making Connections Network.
Hey, everybody. Okay, okay. Are those hats or shoes? What you got in the background? So, huh?
These are all hats in the background.
Yeah.
Hats. So hats are here on this wall. My hat's on this wall. Hold on this wall right here is my ties. Got my ties on this wall because you got to have that balance. Okay, got to have that balance. All right.
Yes, I love it. I love it. So, Sanaa, it has been a pleasure. I have enjoyed talking to you. We tell everybody you're a guest the first time, but you're family now. So
Hey
when
now, Pete. Hello. Okay.
whenever you know something is popping, it's time to go see the movie. Let us know. We're gonna be like, hey, we having a watch night. You know, we all heading to the movies to see what Sanaa got popping. So let us know. Keep us informed, and we will definitely share. And so again, I thank you for being with us today. But I want to give you an opportunity to give your last comments and tell people how they can follow you and become that consistent supporter.
Absolutely. So, you can follow me on my Mo Better Books. I have a Mo Better Books page, also like a book club, Mo Better Books Club. You can find it on Facebook. On IG, you can follow me on Mo Better Books. Twitter, you can follow me on Mo Better Books also. My website, mobetterbooks.net. Or you can email me for any information, anything that you want to know, also at mobetterbooks@gmail.com. Okay. Um, One thing I wanted to put out there that we have my business partner, Lil Terry, we have a thing called In the Crib, which is a foundation for kids to showcase their platforms. So I cannot be on here without shouting out In the Crib, letting it be known that our next event is Halloween, located here in Atlanta, Georgia. On Halloween Day, it's a red carpet event for the kids that we're going to be doing. So you can go on inthecrib.com, or you can even go to my page for any additional information on how to get your kid a part of our red carpet experience. Excuse me, our black carpet experience on Halloween. So I wanted to put that out there before I left the show. So that was it.
Awesome, awesome. Well, it's pretty simple. Keeps his branding consistent. Mo Better Books. Wherever you go, that's what you look for, and you'll find it. So, guys, thank you for joining us. There you go. Thank you for joining us today. We are making connections with Allie, which is me. Woohoo! Follow us on Facebook. Like our page, join our Facebook group, turn on the notifications so you know when we go live. We have an Instagram, we have YouTube, we have all that stuff, but I'm just saying Facebook is what we use the most. But we are on those other platforms. So we're here every Monday at 2 p.m. and every Saturday at 12 noon. And we appreciate you. Go out and do what you feel led to do. Don't be encouraged. If you need help, if you need some inspiration, if you need some direction, reach out to us because, as you know, we have artists on, we have book authors, we have cooks. We do cooking shows every now and then. I mean, whatever you need some assistance in, we could probably hook you up with somebody who can help you along the way. But be encouraged. Just don't be stuck, right? Don't be stuck. Next time you go to ring a doorbell, do it with your elbows. And don't forget that if you love the that's it. If you love the game, that's when you're gonna win.
Mhm.
Don't just think about your bottom line, but if you love the game, that's when you become a winner. All right, I'm Allie, and until next time, thank you again, Sanai. So until next time, we're leaving you with love, positivity, and good vibes. Have a good day, everybody. Talk to you
Uh,
later.
Peace.